There's a war going on, the books can't escape from the team called the morning steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, and a pleasant good morning to you coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam show for Wednesday, April 16th. We're underway in the NBA postseason. Notice we didn't say playoffs. We're playing them in, and we've got one in the postseason. We got two in the postseason following Tuesday night's action here with our 7 seeds getting in and advancing. A pretty good basketball. It looks like the playoffs are better than the end of the regular season as far as quality is concerned. We saw some pretty good games last night in the NBA play-in game with Golden State defeating Memphis as Jimmy Buckets and Steph Curry combined for just 75 of 121 points. The Warriors blew that 20-point lead. The Grizzlies came all the way back. They got the money eventually in a 5-point loss. Desmond Bane is a star. We know that. And the Memphis Grizzlies, they'll get their chance still, possibly, to advance to the real postseason after they wait the winner of today's play-in games. Remember, the teams that won yesterday, they're in now, and they'll play for seeding. The losers advance to or are relegated to playing the winner of tonight's games between Miami and Chicago, and Dallas and Sacramento. So those teams will need to beat those losers there after they win these. So for Orlando, they got that win over Atlanta with Cole Anthony and Anthony Black. The Anthonys with 42 points off the bench. The Magic did hold the Hawks down with the shooting as well. So pretty good games last night. We'll have more action tonight in the NBA play-in here. So good action there. I thought for Orlando with Cole Anthony, probably the better of the two there, 26 points, 6 assists off the bench. Magic will play Boston in the first round. So Atlanta, of course, like I said, they'll host the winner of the Miami-Chicago game for that 8 seed. Grizzlies host the winner of the Minnesota-Dallas game for the 8 seed as the Warriors advance to play Houston now in that very interesting setup there, or depending on what happens. Let's not just put them in just yet. I don't know what's going to happen in those seeding games there, it feels like. But all right, let's take a look here at who's in the chat and who we're going to say hello to today, and we'll get ready for the action in Major League Baseball yesterday as well. Interesting games there. My Padres ended up losing a game, but that's okay. Ends their winning streak at home. A little bit of a slow start for me there yesterday in some of the baseball games, but Team Consensus had some nice winners yesterday with Cincinnati getting it done over Seattle yesterday with Lodolo, and you guys had the Yankees yesterday over the Royals. Tampa Bay couldn't come through for Team Consensus there yesterday, but also Consensus did have the Cleveland Guardians there. I had them, you had them, we all had them in that win over struggling Charlie Morton and the Orioles there yesterday. I also had the winner here on the show in the under with Kansas City and the Yankees. Premium pick winner for me yesterday, Mets and Minnesota game to go over. I also had Detroit and Milwaukee under here on the show yesterday, and we also had the Texas Rangers with Tyler Mahle. Is this guy for real right now? The stats would say yes. Tyler Mahle, another outstanding uh, start there yesterday, and premium pick winner for me on the Dodgers. Just blindly do it. I guess at this point, everybody wanted to make a case for Colorado. Today'd be the day, but no, the Dodgers do it again and keep it going there. I don't know who was on Colorado. I guess everybody thought they were the sharp side, but I rolled with the Dodgers, said, hey, that's a discount. Why not take it? All right. NBA, we did have the what do we have? What do we have here in the NBA yesterday with those games? Oh, I had Golden State, so I didn't get it done there, did I? On the show there yesterday, but I think we did go with the under right in that first game. Yeah, with Atlanta and New Orleans. Orlando, Orlo there yesterday. NHL action. We did have a winner here yesterday with Columbus as they were able to get it done on the road and make things very interesting, keep things interesting as we almost are done with the NHL season. Also, we did have a premium pick winner we sent out there on New Jersey. We also had a winner with the Capitals and the Islanders game to go under. I had Anaheim on the puck line yesterday against Minnesota. Some good picks here on the show for hockey yesterday. We had the St. Louis Blues getting it done against Utah, going against those Sharps there in that one. And I had Calgary with that big comeback last night against the Vegas Golden Knights. Say hello to the folks in the chat and get ready for our show here today. Should be a good one with our previews. And I don't know what we'll do with the NHL, just see how much time we have left. I mean, there's really only one game in the NHL that has any bearing, any consequence on the standings out of the 6 games. But we only got the baseball and the 2 basketball. Maybe at least we'll pick a few games here in case you want to roll on some of it. Hello to our crew in the chat, loading up here as we get ready with the show. Almost got 3 dozen of you. So that will be the time to get rolling here. Joe W. here today. Nuke is here today. He says what he's saying here. The Rays have not won on April 15th. They don't like April 15th. But they're, wait a minute. Wait, the taxes. How do they pay the taxes in Florida? I don't know how that works, but apparently they don't like winning on tax day here, I guess. Blue is here. Lotto D Dotto Die. And here's Robert McCormick here today. Looks like we're without Thomas so far. So let's use Nuke as our smash it and like it. Hey, everybody, like this video. Subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube. Fastest growing channel on YouTube for sports betting. Old E is here today as well. Thank you. Oh, all right. And Toucan is here as well. And Jim Deweiger stops in, and is here. You guys thought I was having a problem. Philly Eagle Flyers here today as well, and there's Ignatius Penny Feather the 7th joining us today. And yesterday we saw number 42 really had a big day in baseball, didn't he? I'm half kidding there with Jackie Robinson Day. It's not like it used to be, even though the major leagues rebuked the White House's request to maybe turn down the Jackie Robinson Day celebrations. The administration kind of thinks that Jackie Robinson Day is kind of a DEI thing. They think it's all about inclusion and everything. They don't understand. They don't read history. I don't know. I wasn't around. I mean, I just read history books. A man who, a true American, Jackie Robinson. But with what the administration did, they've since kind of went back on it, but, struck some of Jackie Robinson's military service from some of the annals here, not striking his military service, but just, refusing to mention it kind of really seems disingenuous and not understanding the sacrifice that Jackie Robinson made. It was Jackie Robinson almost versus America at the time, except for those who stood for the true inclusion of all athletes, really, to conduct themselves and to get to be professional athletes. So, big strikeout there, and the Dodgers struck out too. They didn't stand up. They did go to the White House, so you got to give them credit there. Remember, they appeared at the White House last week. So, I think the teams that ignore the chance to go to the White House are not doing their jobs as Americans, right? It doesn't matter who. So, I'm trying to give a little bit of this and a little bit of that, right? To go to the White House, you're honored by your country, not necessarily just the president. So I think teams should go to the White House no matter what. And then at that time, they can not do any protesting or anything like that. But the Dodgers kind of blew it too a little bit there with their trip. But still, I was proud of them to go to the White House. But still, they could have made a statement there later on or beforehand there, especially with someone like, Dave Roberts, who I have a lot of respect for. He should have been the man to kind of comment on that. All right, Jim's in there. They kind of agree with me. I don't want it to be a hot take. It's all over the, all over the. I don't want to say the news, if you will, but certainly could have been a little bit different. Some of the wording by Major League Baseball was actually changed as well, referring to what Jackie Robinson truly stood for, not just getting baseball's color barrier broken. Okay, that's all for social messages today. This is a platform, my platform that Mikey's given me here. So I do appreciate you guys listening to me. Nobody wants to dive too deep, but I do. All right, got 3 dozen of you here, and we're ready to talk a little bit about today's games. We've got Major League Baseball with our action here on Wednesday. We're gonna have some daytime action here as well, and all the games kind of get underway in that 7 o'clock hour, except for a couple. So kind of an interesting schedule. We got our NBA and NHL as well. And there's Champions League too today, and we'll see what happens there after we saw yesterday's results in the Champions League and who was able to advance as Barcelona. Lost the game, but held on against Dortmund to move on, and PSG ended up losing that thriller to Villa. And PSG, though, still with enough to move on. Okay. I think that does it for some of the comments today. And appreciate you joining me here on the show. And gonna run the commercial here a little bit. And you can get more plays from me today over at winnable.com. I've got plays for days over at Winnable. I'm hopefully going to give you some free winners here in just a few moments. But if you'd like to get more action from me, including leading up to game time, you can go to winnable.com and subscribe to my Sports Money premium picks. This is how you support me here on the show, on the Sports Money Network, and keep me coming back every day. We got a few dozen of you signed up for those picks. It's 56 cents a day when you use the promo code STEAM over at checkout, and you'll get a couple of packages from me usually every day with some baseball, basketball, hockey, whatever I have time for. As that's all I do is watch and handicap games and try to send out what I think are the best plays of the day. So here on the show, we kind of sometimes forced to give a play. We are forced. We try to give you a play on every game. But I do save my better plays for this paywall here at winnable.com. And I have a free subscription over there too, where I send out some plays in some other sports, maybe some tennis, some soccer, my golf plays each week as well. And Really appreciate you subscribers there. We got over well, right now almost 200 subscribers to the free picks, and I just try to keep track of how many people we can get involved here. So, hey, we just saw Ben Shelton win just now over in our tennis action for this week. We got some great clay court action going on right now, and Ben Shelton is walking off here a winner just moments ago over uh, Van de Zandschulp here in Munich. So Shelton advances. We already saw Darderi with a comeback over Kekmanovic earlier, and coming up, Zverev of just a few moments. There's also action in Barcelona today. We saw Fees continue to roll, beating clay court specialist Pedro Martinez. We saw Holger Rune rally to beat Sebastian Baez today. And on the ladies' side, tournaments in Germany and France are winding it down. The sisters played each other. I think we had a retirement in that one, but Mira, of course, beat her sister, Erica, this morning. The Andreeva sisters had to play each other. And we'd also saw some action in France earlier today. So there's some tennis action going on. All right, let me back up here and bring me back on screen here. You can use that promo code. There it is. There it is, right there. All right, so anyways, we'll look at today's games, get rolling here with the show, and get your picks for Major League Baseball, NBA. Let's start it off if we can. In the National Basketball Association, see what we got going here as we try to whip up our little tournament. Let me get it here. There we go. All right. Okay, let's talk about them right now with the Miami Heat and the Chicago Bulls. Now, today's games are not win and you're in. Remember, these are lose and go home, basically. So you get a little taste of the taste of both worlds, if you will, or both ways to go about it. This is lose and go home, lose or go, or win or go home. I think that's what it is here today with the Heat taking on the Bulls. Remember, the winner of this game, of course, takes on the Atlanta Hawks for the right to go into the playoffs, get in that seeding game. So do have the Heat here on the road in a closely rated matchup here, of course, with these two today. The Bulls, last I saw, favored by 1. And the total here, definitely 219. We're definitely seeing a bit of a decline in this one with the total. But hey, I don't know. Yeah, Miami definitely has gotten it together a little bit defensively. They've been coming on pretty strong here. Certainly, they struggled after the trade of Jimmy Butler. And I said, look out that the Miami Heat will be just fine. It does feel like they are just fine, although they're nothing special. They're just basically a toss-up in this game here. But the Bulls have the better record, so they are at home in this one, favored by 1 point. Bulls here came in on a 3-game winning streak, actually covering numbers, including a win over Miami, 119-111 at home back on April 9th. The Miami Heat are 24-14 against the spread on the road this season. Meanwhile, Chicago just 18-23 against the spread at home. Interestingly enough, does feel like you got maybe a mismatch in some categories with this, maybe in coaching, of course, with Miami here, but let's see what you guys think about this matchup between like I said, it's a toss-up, so who am I to say what's going to happen in this one? But I'll give you my opinion. Let me go to the chat here first. Miami's failed to cover in 4 of their last 5 games coming in. Chicago's covered 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams overall. Miami comes in having gone over in 5 straight games and 9 of their last 10. overall right now, and Chicago's gone over in 10 of their last 14 games. Coming into this one, 5 of the last 7 meetings have gone over. Now, it is the playoffs, kind of. So maybe you might expect a little bit more defense here, but it's not like these teams are really any good. They're strictly, basically 500 team. Not even that in the East. They're under 500 considerably. The Heat finished 8 games under 500. The Bulls finished 4 games under 500 this season. So let's go to the chat and see what you guys like here in this one. Chicago also won 6 of their last 7 games coming in here. So maybe Chicago's team playing a little bit better, but Miami does seem to have a little bit of, I'll say it, that coaching edge is what it feels like. Stop Geo here today. Thank you, Jim. This is Jim Casey's game here. He's got the giddy triple-double. Jermaine likes the over here. Jim, Jim's going to be, he's taking plus 270 on that giddy triple-double, I think there is what he's saying. Nasty Nate likes the Bulls here in the second quarter. He said that the Warriors in the second quarter were his winner there last night. And Terrell says he does like the Heat here, it looks like. He says it's, a little bit different once you get to the postseason. Yeah, no doubt. You got to think about that, right? I know what Terrell's saying because the Bulls have dominated here a little bit of late with these two this season. They won the last 3 meetings between the two teams, or I should say all 3 meetings between the two teams this season, including 2 at Chicago. They also won here in Miami back on March the 8th, 114 to 109 is a 5-point dog. Jim likes the Bulls and the over. Blue says Heat team total. Want to say hello and welcome to Kripke. Great to have Kripke here representing, I believe, the Georgia Bulldogs. Don't see any reason why that wouldn't be the Georgia Bulldogs. So thank you, Kripke, repping the SEC here with us today. And Jim Casey says, I don't know if everybody's thinking it right, but you look at the format of the tournament. Yeah, the Bulls would have to come back and, win again. I don't know if he means that maybe the Bulls are just better off planning ahead. Here's Robert on the under. I don't know why Jim might say that, but I don't want to go against. I'm not going against Jim. I know he likes his Bulls here, and they've done a great job to get into this position. Obviously, I'm taking the Miami Heat in this game, so I'm going to take the Heat for taking the Heat from Jim, but no disrespect to those Bulls. We've definitely been on them a little bit, and maybe Jim says maybe it'd be better off just to get working on the future here, because neither, these teams aren't going anywhere with those big teams in there. But the winner of this game will, like I said, meet Atlanta for a berth in the postseason. So we'll see what happens with these teams. That's it from you guys, I believe, in the chat. I'm just going to take the Miami Heat here in this one. Again, the Heat, good spread record on the road. Man, that's good. 24-14 is impressive. Now, you think of, not always an underdog, but sometimes certainly an underdog on the road. But nonetheless, still pretty good numbers for the Heat. They did a nice job on the road this season, despite some turmoil throughout most of the season. Remember, even when they had Butler, things were kind of goofy, right? With his kind of lackadaisical attitude, the suspensions and all that. And when they finally got it together, the Heat did a nice job there down the stretch, even though they ended up, I believe, losing 3 of their last 5 overall. So I'm going with the Heat here in this one over the Bulls. Okay, that's it from you guys in the chat. Go to the next matchup here with tonight. The Mavericks going to take on the Kings in Sacramento. And we got the Sacramento Kings here, favored by 4.5 to 13.5. Man, this one just keeps going down here every time you look up. It feels like right now this one was as high as even 217.5, 219.5, 221. How high was it when they released this line? I never had any shot at those lines, but it just keeps going lower here with Dallas and Sacramento in the game tonight. And maybe because, I mean, with Dallas, you got to think with Anthony Davis in there, he does change the complexion of the game a little bit for sure. Dallas did have some struggles for sure here down the stretch. They were in a little bit of a losing streak, actually, before they were able to beat Toronto, and then they lost to Memphis there back on April 13th, season finale, and got blown up, beat up, and blown out. They were probably ready to get into the play-in round. For the Kings here, they do win over Phoenix, but failed to cover the spread to end the season. Again, another situation where the road team here, definitely the better team. Man, Dallas was terrific against the spread on the road this season, 27-14, very similar to the Miami Heat. Meanwhile, the Kings, same deal, 18-23 against the spread at home. Not good, not great for sure. Didn't cover numbers basically as a team that owns a little bit of a home court advantage, even if they're not one of the upper echelon teams. They do usually fare pretty well. They were still 24-17 at home, so it shows you that they just had some trouble covering some numbers for sure there. But let's go to the chat and see what you guys think of this one today with Mavericks and the Kings. Dallas 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 games overall, having lost 4 of their last 5. The Kings actually give the Mavericks a little bit of a problem. Sacramento's covered 12 of the last 18 meetings between the two teams. That's probably back to the pandemic or so. Sacramento's gone under in 9 of their last 13 games coming in. They've also gone under in 7 of the last 8 games against the Dallas Mavericks. Sacramento 4-2 straight up and against the spread their last 6 games coming in. Dallas went over in 14 of their last 18 games heading into the postseason. So let's see what you guys have in this one between Dallas and Sacramento. You hope that Davis doesn't leave the game early for some reason. And Sacramento, they just can't get over the hump, it feels like, right? Here's AOD ready to go today, joining us. Jermaine has AD to have a big performance here today. Big performance, 40 plus points and rebounds the last 4. Oh, he's giving us the stats there. Says AD has a big performance here. But Sabonis is able to get some assists. Yes, how about it? AOD likes a quadruple double for AD in this one. Here's Crip Key says he likes the Mavericks to win this one 111-101 or so, I think. Is that it? Crip Key? And Nuke says whoever wins this one is going to get worked in the next game by the Warriors. Or, well, let's see. Yeah, well, the winner of this game obviously plays the Grizzlies, and then they'd have to beat the Grizzlies in order to play the Warriors for that 7th seed. So really you trying to win this game to play Memphis, and then that winner goes into the playoffs. Remember that last game, it's so weird. They don't even – both teams get in. We have to watch one game where in each conference where both teams are going into the playoffs. It's just a matter of who's the 8th seed. It's a really unique format. Robert here is on Dallas. All right. And Sharon is here today. Nice to have Sharon in the chat. Toucan likes the Kings first half, and Terrell here maybe says take AD over in his points. Nate Cerna is here today. Luis is here joining us. NYC Bar. We've got the crew now here for sure. And here's NYC Bar. Says take the total over in this one. I'm going under NYC Bar. I can't help myself here. Talk about losing some value right here all the way. This one, there's no doubt. NYC Bar is getting the best of this one. Anybody taking the over is getting the best of the line here, as this one's continued to go down tonight. I'm just going to make it my free play here. I'm going to take the under with Dallas and Sacramento. So enjoy the play-in games tonight, and we'll see if these two do it one more time. I know it might be getting tired of me hearing it, but the 10 seed has never advanced out of the play, and the 10 seed has never advanced into the playoffs, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So Miami and Dallas 8 times. They've been running this format for 4 years. The 10 seed has never made it to the postseason. The 9 seed, I think I might have said it incorrectly yesterday. I think I said it was 6 of 8 for the 8 seeds and 2 of 8 for the 9 seeds. It's actually 5 of 8 for the 8 seeds and 3 of 8 for the 9 seeds. So basically 62.5%. So 7 seeds make it 100% of the time. 8 seeds make it 62.5% of the time. 9 seeds make it 37.5% of the time, and 10 seeds make it 0% of the time in the 4 years of this format. Okay, and Terrell maybe on Zach LaVine in that
final
game there. Okay. All right. And that should do it for the matchup there. He likes that combo there of LaVine for the Sacramento Kings. All right, let's get ready to go. I think we'll go to Major League Baseball right now. We've got a full card, so we might as well get started here. Everybody's done with their comments in the NBA. So we'll move on here and get ready for some Major League action. We got day games today to talk about. We're going to get the action underway here today at 1 Eastern and 10 Pacific with 4 games lined up in the 1 o'clock Eastern hour, including the Braves and Spencer Strider taking on here Chris Bassett. How about it for Bassett here? Could you nuke Blue Jays fans? Could we get a little bit of Chris Bassett here? Looking so good so far, isn't he? With his 0.98 ERA, 109 whip coming into this one. Toronto here got the win there yesterday. Good job, Toronto, 6-3 to even the series. Here we got the rubber game on Wednesday afternoon. The Braves still struggling, no doubt, 5-12. They're already down 10 units. This season is probably the worst team in the league. Record-wise, they're down there. But again, when you are sometimes favored in some of those games, for sure. So far, the Braves are down over almost 10.5 units so far this season. Blue Jays, meanwhile, 10-8. Profitable team here so far. They are 7-11 to the under. Blue Jays getting good pitching, allowing just 3.9 runs per game with guys like Bassett. Could you maybe just put a flyer on a guy like Chris Bassett to win the Cy Young Award? He's looked pretty good so far. Let's not get carried away, but good performance by Bassett so far. And we'll see what Spencer Strider has in store for us here as he finally gets his ledger going a little bit, but the Braves are favored in this one, $1.40. What? Are you broken? here. Now I get it. Spencer Strider comes in making his season debut here, so he's pretty good, but he is coming off that uh, injury that really ended his 2024 season. Barely pitched last season, right? So uh, you got to think right now. I mean, question marks abound. It feels like for Strider coming into the season. Did they go about it the right approach for Strider to get that surgery? I mean, nothing you can do, but uh, returning here to the Braves rotation untested here at this point this season. So against a guy like Strider, who's looked pretty good so far. The Braves have been bad, bad, bad. All right. Go to the chat here though, real quick, and calm me down. I'm sure Strider will be just fine, but can he be that same guy? He had that, what do they call that? That type of UCL surgery. Okay, let's go to the chat here. And we've got Kripke said nobody said the Kings in the chat. I mean, good point, Kripke. Wow, interesting there, right? Nuke says gonna have to see Strider do something here. Robert says I gotta try the Jays again at this point. Chosen one on a Nerfy, and he's on the Jays here as well. 9 legacies on the Jays. You guys really like these Jays today. Looks like we don't have Thomas today, so we'll try to keep track of these a little bit here if I can. Jermaine likes the under. You guys can tell me if there's a consensus play out there. I'm with you. Give me the Jays here. I kind of want to take him as a premium, but I'm not sure on the total yet. The widely reported steam did come in on the under in this game currently. What did I have on the screen here? Yeah, I mean, it's not. Well, maybe there is some 7.5 unders, but they are juiced to the under. But it feels like 7 over 20 is the main line here at this point, and still $1.40, maybe $1.45 or whatever. But there it is. I'll go ahead and take the Blue Jays as a dog here today for sure. Bassett, I mean, no reason why you won't get a pretty solid effort, it feels like, out of Bassett. We've said it already this season. When he's spinning it good, he is good. So I'll go ahead and ride with the Jays here to get us started on the show here today. So good, though, that Strider is back. Springer is questionable for the Jays today, and Luke's is out as well. He's on the paternity list for today. Congratulations. Okay, next up. Oh, wait, a couple more comments here. Jermaine says, take Bassett over in his outs. And Terrell says, Atlanta scored 8 without Ozuna the other day, but that was against Lucas. So take Toronto, I think he says. All right. A lot of Toronto there. I don't know if I should have. I know that Thomas goes kind of, he gets those picks early. We're on him early. Everybody's commenting early, and we've had some consensus. That felt kind of like that one was. Did anybody take the Braves? Should I be making that a consensus there, you guys? All right. Next up. Uh-oh. Let's put some respect on this man's name. Tigers and Montero here going in this one. Peter Montero here for the Tigers. I think he's also on a season debut right here in this one, going up against Jose Quintana. Quintana looked good, I think, in that first game. First appearance of the season anyway. Did not allow a run, a .57 whip, 182 batting average against, as the Brewers won his debut so far. Tigers 10-7, looking pretty good so far. They're already up 3 3/4 units on the year, allowing just 3.6 runs per game. The Brewers have had some pitching woes for sure. That's been their problem, we know, especially the Woo! Oh, good morning. Especially the bullpen here. This season, they're allowing 5.2 runs per game coming in. Are the Brewers so far, but they're 9-9 and hanging in there, 7-10 to the under so far this season for Milwaukee. Milwaukee's won 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams, including, if you look here, the first 2 games of the series, a split after the Brewers won yesterday's game 5-0. We had uh, what do we have? We had the Brewers there somewhere. I know. Oh, on another had them on another show. We went with the Brewers yesterday. 4 of the last 5 meetings have gone over the total, although yesterday's game was obviously under. Brewers have won 6 of their last 8 games at home so far this season. Detroit 3-6-1 to the under in their last 10. They've gone under in 5 of their last 7 games on the road. Milwaukee's gone under in 4 of their last 6 games overall. Let's go to the chat here. Keter Montero, Jose Quintana. Go to the chat. We've got Brewers here, run line for 9. Good to have 9 legacy here today. And maybe Brewers can grab this one and win this series today. I'm fighting it so I don't yawn in front of you guys. I might go a little contrarian here. I want to take the Detroit Tigers today at a little bit of plus money, plus 105, plus 110, whatever it is right now. I'm going to take Detroit here. It's already up. The Brewers are actually up to $1.40 at some spots here, so I think you can get $1.15, $1.20 or more with the Detroit Tigers today, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm on the Tigers here today in this one. Robert is on the over here, and so is Toucan today. Some overs here with these 2 pitchers today. All righty. One more from Terrell here. Milwaukee run line, Toronto plus money. It says start your day with some early cash. All right. Let's move on here now next and get this one with the Mets taking on the Twins here with Griffin Canning on the mound for the Mets. David Vesta here for Minnesota. Vesta and the Twins are favored in this one, $1.15. The 6-12 Twins favored over the 11-6 Mets. Okay, whatever. Maybe they're down on Griffin Canning. Maybe it's close. I mean, it's a closely rated game, obviously. In fact, I'm showing right now the Twins probably not even favored by that much. Maybe they still are the favorite slightly here, but does feel like a little bit of shift anyway. Total looks like it's 8.5, under 15 for the most part right now. And look, I mean, after all, we saw the Twins somehow, some way, win yesterday's game over the Mets 6-3 to even up the series here. But still, I mean, Mets have the better record by far. I'm not saying the Mets. Look, everyone said that. I don't say everyone, but Mets are expected to be good. They certainly spent some money here. Yeah, they have some weak spots and a few spots, including some pitching, but the lineup, the runs, and all. The pitching's been splendid, right? If anything, the pitching has come through so far for the Mets. They're allowing just 2.8 runs per game. Griffin Canning, he's got that 4.20 ERA. Why do so many guys have that? Is it just me? He's got a 1.5 whip, 263 batting average against, and 310 BABIP. Numbers aren't great so far for Canning in those 3 starts, but again, he's starting here for the Mets. He's going up against David Festa, who was called up. Kind of a stopgap here a little bit. We know Festa's been in the major leagues, but they brought him up here as Minnesota's had some injury woes with their pitching. He was good in that first game, didn't allow a run, but the Twins still lost. His season debut .85 the whip, 176 batting average against, and 231 BABIP coming into this one. Let's see here and go to your picks in the chat. Mets and Minnesota here in this one. Minnesota's been kind of an under here so far. They've gone under in 7 of their last 9 games overall coming into this one. The Mets are actually 0-4 to the under as a dog, but I don't know if I can do that with these two pitchers here today. The Mets have won 14 of the last 19 matchups between these two teams overall. And Mets come in here, like I said, having won 9 of their last 12, looking pretty solid right now. Minnesota's just 3-5 at home so far this season. All right, let's go to the chat here a little bit, see what you have in this one. The comments are coming in. All right. And you guys seem to have some question marks here whether or not still Griffin Canning is going to be the starter. You're right, you guys. Let's change that up. Let me get the right information in here. And let's see what we got here. All right.
Final.
Let me get this right here right now with Justin Hagenman here in this one. He'll get the promotion here to the major leagues. It'll be Justin Hageman getting the start here in this one. It could be an opener, but it wouldn't be Canning, I don't think. But this will be the major league debut. Get that off the screen here and update it. They might feel compelled to use an opener in this one so they can get some work out of Hagenman here in this one. Griffin Canning actually is scratched just due to illness. He's not injured or anything, but he'll be pushed back until Thursday, maybe not, or a couple days here, what it feels like. So the Mets will have to make a move if they're going to do this, but no problem here as Hagenman gets the start. He's pitched in AAA for parts of the last 4 seasons. Actually, he was a Dodgers prospect, played at Penn State, so did make it all the way to AAA with LA, but he was part of the Kike Hernandez deal, and then he went to Boston, just never was able to be called up into the major leagues. So he has a 4.5 ERA in AAA in his career, strikes out 25% of the batters, walks nearly 8% of the batters, and uses a sinker and a breaking ball. So that's the report on Hagenman here in this one. I'll adjust here. I'll take the over. That's what I'll do. I'll just go over in this one with the Mets and the Twins today. And you guys might have a few more comments here. Thank you for getting me out of that one. And let's get the picks, though. 9 Legacy, Twins money line. Robert is on the over there. And Luiso says take the under. Terrell's got Soto for a home run here. And let's see. Jermaine says, what about the Mets bullpen here? Are they going to be able to, sustain in a game like this if they have to run pretty deep here right now? Good point. I could peek at it and take a look. I don't know if I need to get too deep into it. I'm going to take the over anyways here in this one. But yesterday we did see Kranick and Young in there, so they just used two relievers yesterday in that game. And on Monday, I'd say the bullpen is just fine here in this one for the Mets. All right, Jermaine here, maybe on an over and woo. All right, here's next up. Got the Astros, Ronel Blanco here on the road going up against Steven Matz and the Cardinals in this one. Got Houston coming in here 8-9 right now, coming into this one. Cardinals are 8-9 as well. After yesterday, Houston was able to get that win 2-0. They've split the first two games of this series here. Saw good performance there by Houston yesterday and Brown. I was on. Hopefully, you guys are able to catch me on that other channel. Cover the spread there. We did tout Brown in that game, and he was able to deliver for sure with a strong performance. So let's take a look at these two with Ronel Blanco coming in. He's 1-1 with a 6.94 ERA so far. Astros have gone over in all three of Blanco's starts so far this season. 1.62 the whip, 273 batting average against, coming in 379 BABIP. Not great numbers for sure here so far for Blanco. For Steven Matz, the left-hander, 5 appearances so far this season, but this is his first start. We know he's had plenty of experience starting so far, but he's been working out of the pen 5 games, 2.31 ERA, 1.11 the whip, 250 batting average against, and 282 BABIP. Coming into this one for Matz. For Houston here, they have won 5 of the last 7 games over the Cardinals overall, and they've also won 5 of the last 7 games here in St. Louis. They're not the same games. St. Louis has gone under in 5 of their last 6 games, including 4 of their last 5 games at home, although St. Louis is 10-6 to the over so far this season. 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone over here, but let's go to the chat maybe and see what you have in this one with Houston taking on St. Louis here tonight. Today, this afternoon. Okay. And I'm going to the chat here with Jermaine. He says, I like the Astros here in this one. It's getaway day. Let's see what happens. And Nuke says the Astros have not won back-to-back. Can you believe these Astros right now? Look, they're 8-9 after a pretty weak start. No, their lineup hasn't looked that good. I imagine they'll get it going here eventually. Houston run line for 9 legacy. Cardinals for Bobby Mack, and I'm going to go with Bobby Mack in this one. I'm taking the Cards here at home over the Astros today. All right. Okay. Well, the Padres can't win them all. I guess they're not going to go. Jerry Davis, you out there? Padres will not go 81-0 at home apparently this season. They came close. It was extra innings. They lost. Great job by the Cubs. Cubs are a really good team and a fun team to watch. No doubt about it. They played great, got great pitching in that game. And the Padre bats, I mean, they certainly were overachieving a little bit there to start the season. I imagine, though, they're going to be just fine. I mean, you got Luis Ariz up there. Yeah, he flared the ball out there to left field, but pretty good hitter to be up there in crunch time. Anyway, he's not going to get you a big ball there, although he's done it before just this week in a home run, but just not quite enough. They got that man to third base, but the Cubs get the win to stop the Padres' winning streak at home. They're only 11-1 so far. Great job. And now Matt Boyd comes in here, and Boyd's been great so far this season. Very solid. Boyd has a 1.59 ERA. Cubs are just 1-2 with Boyd on the mound. He's 1-1, but 1.17 whip, 213 batting average against, a 279 BABIP for Boyd here. Cubs are 12-8, looking pretty strong, averaging 6 runs per game. They're already up 4 1/3 units so far this season are the Cubs. For the Padres and Pavetta 1.59 ERA. This is a great pickup for the Padres, wasn't it? This is a kind of pitcher that excels in Petco Park. It feels like 0.82 whip, 164 batting average against, a 214 BABIP so far this season for Pivetta. Padres are 2-1 with Pivetta on the mound. So let's see what you got here. Can the Padres bounce back here against these Cubs? Boyd's good. Padres against lefties. So far, Cubs here have won 10 of their last 14 overall. Padres had their 5-game winning streak snapped in that game last night. 6 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams here in Petco Park have gone under. Padres have gone under in 4 of their last 6, but the Cubs have gone over in 11 of their last 15 games overall here, and they're 7-4 the over on the road. Padres 4-7 to the under at home. Let's go to the chat, though, in this one with Padres. Here, a slight favorite right now, $1.15, $1.20, total 7.5, even 7.5 flat. Feels like right now. And let's take a look, see what you guys have here. Pitching yesterday for sure, 2-1 final there in extra innings. Remember, it was 1-1. Here we go. It was a good game, too, wasn't it? All right, Luis is on the Padres. Here, there's Jerry. Oh. Well, hey, it was a good game. No, nobody knew. I don't think any side was right or wrong there. Good game. But Jerry, I said it. I said, "Oh, what show were we on, Jerry? What show were we on, Jerry? I got too many shows. Too many shows." Robert here on the under, and Charles Sharp is on the Cubs first 5. And Jerry says, though, Pivetta has had some struggles against this Cubs lineup in the past. Let me take a look a little bit at the numbers here. 9 Legacy likes the Cubs on the run line today. I'm one of those guys. I don't have any problem with anyone. Unlike some shows where now I try not to lay any 200s here on the show. You don't need me to waste your time. But I'm not like those guys said, hey, I'm not going to lay $3 in something. Hey, if my computer and my brain is telling me, we're on a $4 favorite and it's $2.50, we're going to lay $2.50. Or, the run part of the run line, whatever. All right, here, Philly Eagle Flyer got a tie here. Jerry says maybe it'll go over in this one today. But but still, Padres pitching, what can you say with these guys right now, allowing just 2.7 runs per game? It feels like it doesn't matter who they throw out of there. Who they throw out there right now. All right, that might be it for you. I'm back on the Padres here. And look, I'm the most cynical of fans. I'm not like my good Nasty Nate does a great job for us. I know I give him a hard time. Never met Nasty Nate, but I feel like I can tease him a little bit. But I will say I'm not, unlike Nasty Nate, who's a Boston guy. They've won all those championships in every sport. Okay. My teams never win championships, so I can be objective when it comes to this Padres team. I'm taking them today. I'm taking them here. Remember, I've never celebrated a world championship in anything significant, being from San Diego. Although I will say the San Diego Sockers are just one win away from closing in on their 17th indoor soccer championship. If they can beat their rivals from Mexico in Mexico this weekend, the Sockers will win indoor championship number 17. So I'm a big San Diego Sockers fan and indoor soccer. Sad. Okay, I'll take the Padres tonight until then. Not to be confused with the new San Diego FC. Indoor soccer is not exactly a major sport, you guys. All right, Jerry says I'm on the Dodger blue through and through. Oh, he's Dodger. Oh, wow, Jerry and I are kind of the Padres consider the Dodgers their rival. The Dodgers consider the Giants their rival, but it's kind of coming back a little bit. Padres and Dodgers. It shows you the Dodgers have had to pay attention to the Padres, is what it is. Terrell says, yeah, right. That's the sacrifice you make. Well, I'm not even there anymore. I'm in Vegas. Hey, to wine time. Hello, wine time. We've seen some NHL steam come in here over the last couple of minutes. Let me pass these along real quick. Edmonton Oilers against San Jose today, taking the steam. It seems kind of weird. Edmonton feels like they're resting up for the postseason, but they were 210, and this one's going up here right now, probably to 225. Edmonton taking a little bit of steam here right now. And also, steam came in on just moments ago. The New Jersey Devils at plus $1.20 or so right now. Looks like Detroit's going to be all the way down to $1.15. Steam came in on New Jersey in that game against Detroit. Again, none of the NHL games have any meaning in the postseason except for one game. Okay, a little bit of breaking news here right now with some of the action here today. We're talking the games here. We're just 3 hours away from the start of the game. Yordan Alvarez, Astros slugger, who struggled, no doubt, so far this year with just 2 home runs and a 224 batting average. He's going to have his off day today. So we're seeing a little bit of movement come in here on the Cardinals as Yordan is going to sit out today's game with rest. All right, Nuke says, do they still play indoor soccer? Right. In fact, Nuke, the reason why San Diego will probably win, although they have not been able to beat this team from Mexico, is San Diego practically subsidizes the whole league. They went undefeated in a new arena this season in San Diego, but. Philly Eagle Flyer was a soccer. He was a Zoltan Toth, I think, is who he was. Oh, hey, St. Louis. We just talked about this game a moment ago, and here comes the move. We talked about Alvarez out of the lineup, even though he struggled. This has sent the markets blasting off here right now. The under is being hit. The steam is coming in right now on the under in Houston and St. Louis. It's going to go down to 8. On the news that Alvarez will sit here right now, and the Cardinals take the move. The Cardinals are going to move to the favorite now in that game with Alvarez sitting out. So we already said we're on the Cardinals. I'll probably go with the under too there. In that one. In fact, why don't we do? I like the under. I'm going to make it a double play. It's an early game. Give me the double under here with double play St. Louis and the under today in that one. All right, a little bit more news has just come in here. I believe we have some other updates coming in here right now. Matt Wallner will sit today for the Minnesota Twins. Actually, he's injured with a leg injury, not because of rest. I think it could be a combination of both. He's had some soreness. Wallner of the Twins, the outfielder, he'll miss today's game. We'll get a few more, I'm sure, players sitting here on the day games as we're on the show. All right. Let's see here. What else can we talk about with the chat before we move on to the next one? All right. Oldie. We won't stop in the chat. Nice to see you today. All right, let's continue on here right now, and I'm going to go to the next one with the Guardians taking on the Orioles here. Gavin Williams up against Dean Kramer in this one. You got Kramer, $1.15 here in this one. He's got an 8.16 ERA so far this season, does Dean Kramer. For Gavin Williams, 1-0 with a 3.46 ERA, 1.38 the whip. 240 batting average against coming into this one for the Orioles here. They come in with a 6-10 record. They're already down 5 1/3 units so far this season. They're struggling here a little bit right now. They've lost 2 in a row for their last 5 coming in. They lost the game yesterday, of course, 6-3 to the Guardians here. Guardians, a little bit of a good groove here right now. Yeah, they lost the other day, but we're on a winning streak before that. Won yesterday's game here as well. They're 9-7 currently, and getting good pitching, decent pitching right now, at least with some of the starters here. Williams, good numbers so far this season, but 314 BABIP, a little bit of concern. Let's see what you guys have here. Cleveland's won 6 of their last 7 games coming into this one, although they are just 2-5 last 7 on the road. Baltimore, though, issues galore. Here at this point, I should hit the cough, the cough button. Sorry about that, you guys. Baltimore 2-5 as a favorite, 2-4 straight up at home so far this season. They've lost 4 out of their last 5. They've struggled here a little bit for sure. They've also struggled against Cleveland. Cleveland's won 6 of the last 8 meetings between the 2 games overall coming into this one. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the 2 teams have gone over here. I'm taking Cleveland in this one. They've won 4 out of the last 5 games here in Baltimore. Baltimore's having some issues here right now. So I'm going to try the Guardians here. Let's see what you guys have. I went first in this one. And we have Nuke says Kramer been getting lit. Good morning to Sub here today. I almost neglected to go over. I think we did go over the Champions League action there a little bit, right? With the plays today in the UCL with Arsenal taking on Real Madrid, Bayern Munich taking on Inter Milan today. Big games in the Champions League here this afternoon. I laid off yesterday after my soccer picks weren't that good over the weekend. Maybe I can get involved today. But also there is one game in the EPL today as well with Crystal Palace taking on Newcastle. 5 games tonight in the Liga MX, including my Tijuana Cholos on the road at Mazatlan. That'd be a good road game to go to. All right, Joe T, good morning and hello. He likes the Guardians and the Orioles to go over. The widely reported steam in that game did come in on the over, and that's why you're seeing it right now at 8.5. There is some 8s out there. You know what? It's mostly 8, and Joe says it right there. 8 over at -106. I will say, though, that Circa has it at 8.5 under, so that's also favoring Joe's pick there. Luis is on Cleveland. Robert's on the over. Steam. I love it. Tex must be a blast hanging out with Tex. All right, and I do need to watch more Tex. Why am I not getting notification? Are you going on the air, Tex, and I'm not getting it? All right. Stubbs says it's tricky today, right? After we know what's going on in the first leg there, you got to be careful. He's got Real Madrid here and under. And he's got Inter and under as well. Thank you, Sub. I might write this down here right now with Real Madrid and under. And he's got Inter and under. Thank you, Sub. My name is Sub. Tremaine going over there. Old D might actually take the Orioles here and Billy Eagle Flyer. I think he's talking soccer there in the BTTS. All right, here we go with the Nationals and the Pirates. What series these guys have had here, huh? You got Mitchell Parker on the road here in this one. So far, these two games, 10-3, Pittsburgh won, but the Nationals got that win 3-0 yesterday. Right now, you have Pittsburgh. It's probably a pick 'em. I don't know. It may be a pick 'em here right now. I guess I have Pittsburgh listed as the favorite, but it feels like it's a pick 'em already here. I don't know. We're going to go all the way to the Nationals favored. And they are favored a couple of books right now, including Bet Online and Bovada. But the rest of the books appear to have them either Pirates, slightly favored, or a pick 'em right now. And the total 8.5 under 15. That's for sure here in this one for the Nationals and Mitchell Parker here, the left-hander. He's 2-0 with a 1.96 ERA. Nationals have won all three of Mitchell Parker's starts. Got a 1.2 whip and 209 batting average against. He's looked good so far. 246 BABIP. For Brady Falter, he's 0-2 with a 7.2 ERA, and Pittsburgh's lost all three of his starts so far. So at least Pittsburgh is at home, but they're the team that's struggling right now. Washington had a 3-game losing streak before they were able to win the last game, but nonetheless, Pittsburgh's actually beaten Washington in 8 of the last 12 meetings between the two. Washington's gone over in 8 of their last 9 games coming in. Pittsburgh's 6-2 to the over at home so far this season. 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Washington, 4 is a 2-6 on the road so far. Pittsburgh, though, just 6-12 overall this season, and they're costing you 7 units already here so far. Washington's just 7-10. They're only down a unit and a half so far this season. Couple left-handers today. Nationals and Bucks. Let's see what you've got in this one. And we've got Bill Eagle Flyer with a lean to the Nats here. Robert's on the Nats. Sub actually likes the bad takes. You can't be liking the English game over for betting wise, I guess you could. So we'll cut you some slack. But you're supposed to still want, Champions League featured game, EPL, but does have some good action here. He says Newcastle and Palace. He likes it maybe over here in this one. Thank you, Sub. And he's got some props in there. Thank you, Sub. Really appreciate it. And want to mention also, while I mentioned Sub here and all of our coverage, we've got coverage already up here for the RBC Heritage Golf Tournament this week from Mikey Money and Jeff M. The Sports Betting Bros did a golf video again this week, so please check it out here on the Sports Money Network. We'll also have our rugby coverage this week as well. The guys are heating up in NRL picks, and VB has contacted me. He said he needs to have a preview of the PFL. He can't go a week without getting on the air. You never see him, but he can't stand not to do a show each week. So I think we might have a preview this week. It'll be important because we know the boys are going on this Friday. We're going to have our MMA live coverage will be on Friday this week for the PFL card on ESPN Plus. So you're going to want to check that out. This week we will have our live betting coverage on Friday of mixed martial arts this week. No Saturday coverage here on the network because of the no UFC this week. So I think so. We got some programming coming up. Here's Luis, Nats and over. Jermaine, Nats run line right now. And Jermaine says, does anybody pay attention to monies won and lost? I do, Jermaine. I pay close attention to it, actually. And not so much part of the cap, but just because I believe that sometimes run support, this all runs in cycles a little bit. And also, I think what people kind of forget a little bit is that, a lot of times, yeah, you just go in order of your rotation, but sometimes there's some maneuvering and sometimes good pitchers and good pitchers face off. So I do actually like that very, very much, Jermaine. I don't know if I don't utilize it too heavy. I just think it's a very interesting statistic. All right, blue on the under here. And Sub will have some uh, picks here. Again, they'll be ready to go here this week. We're always going to have our uh, mixed martial arts coverage. So, okay, I'm on Washington here. Give me Washington here in this one. Next up, the Diamondbacks going to take on the Miami Marlins here. Brandon Pfaadt on the mound here for Arizona. You got Max Meyer here for the Marlins. Meyer, good numbers so far, 1-1 with a 2 ERA. Marlins are 2-1 with Max Meyer on the mound. He's got a 1.11 WHIP and a 2.21 batting average against a 2.92 BABIP so far for Brandon Pfaadt. Good numbers, decent numbers here. 2-1 with 3.5 ERA, 105 the WHIP, 242 batting average against that, 240. BABIP coming in. So I think these starters have been okay. Diamondbacks come in 10-7. Marlins here 8-8. They're up 2 3/4 units so far this season. And you'll hear me drop in sometimes the pitcher's profitability and everything just as a kind of a reference point a little bit. I just think it's interesting because of, winning as a dog, for example, and the plus money and all that. And then as a favorite, less of a return. So I think that's why I like those numbers so much after you get a little bit of a sample size, certainly for the season. All right. Game one went to the Diamondbacks in this series yesterday. 10-4, Arizona crushed to extend their winning streak to 3 games here right now for Arizona. They're averaging 5.5 runs per game. Marlins are allowing 5 runs per game right now. And, look, this total, I get it. These pitchers have been okay so far, but the total is actually up here to 8.5. I better update that. It's certainly 8.5, pretty much everywhere. And Arizona, there might be down to $1.45 or so, but still a favorite on the road in this one. And man, the NL West continues to do damage here after that big victory there. Arizona has been scoring some runs for sure. Yeah, they got shut out by Milwaukee in one of those games, but really they've been putting up some pretty good numbers here offensively of late. Let's go to the chat, see what you have in this one between Arizona taking on the Miami Marlins here tonight. In Miami, Arizona's won 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams. Arizona's won 5 straight now in Miami, actually. 9 of the last 13 meetings between these two teams have gone under, but Miami's gone over in 5 straight at home. The widely reported steam did come in on the Marlins and the under here in this one. Miami's been an over team so far, like we mentioned, over in 5 of their last 6 overall. Arizona's 3-5-2 to the under of late in their last 10, but they are 5-2 to the over on the road. So here your chat picks are coming in from the All-Stars, and we've got Sub here. He's ready to go with his PFL picks actually so far. Hello, good morning to Sports Money in the chat. Jermaine likes total over. Robert's on the Marlins here, and Luis is on the Marlins. Nine Legacy likes Arizona to lay the run line here. Smash it and like it, everybody. Nuke always doing us a solid here right now. And Jerry Davis is on the Marlins. I'm going over here in this one today. I like these starters here more than most, especially Brandon Pfaadt. I'm kind of I like Pfaadt, and I don't think he gets a lot of I'll say respect because whether or not he's even deserving, but so far the numbers have been good. And look, he's just getting started in his career. So I think Bott is going to be fine long term. He definitely improved, even though they threw him out there last year and his numbers got a little bit inflated here. So far, so good for Bott. Like I said, Meyer has the lower ERA, but again, I'm pretty, 240 BABIP so far. I think that's okay for Fott. Meyer doing a good job striking out hitters. I'm going over, though, in this one. Here's the Mariners taking on the Reds with Miller going up against Nick Martinez here in this one for Miller here on the Mariners. He's got a 4.5 ERA so far. Nick Martinez, the numbers not great right now for Martinez, coming in a 6.06 ERA. The Reds have lost all three of Nick Martinez's starts. He's 0-2. Miller is also 0-2 with a 4.5 ERA so far this season. The widely reported steam did come in on the under here. Seattle had their winning streak snapped by the Reds in last night's series opener, 8-4. The Reds were able to get that victory. The Reds are hot. They've won 4 straight games. They swept Pittsburgh, come in and won that game yesterday. Pittsburgh beating Pittsburgh in those 3 games, and then getting the win over Seattle. So all of a sudden, the Reds are 9-8 right now. Mariners 8-9, just averaging 3.8 runs per game offensively. Reds are getting good pitching, which is amazing if you think about it, right? Especially at home in their stadium here. Reds are 4-5-1 to the under. Seattle's actually 3-1 to the over on the road, but 3-6-2 to the under. As a favorite, Seattle has been at home quite a bit so far this season. In fact, they're 0-4 on the road so far are the Seattle Mariners. So might be something to kind of look at here a little bit. Let's go to the chat here and get your selection in this one. Seattle and Cincinnati. Seattle's won 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams, although Seattle also 9-4 against Cincinnati in the last 13 meetings here in Cincinnati, although that is a near 4-year sample size between the two. Cincinnati playing pretty well here, winning 6 of their last 7 coming in right now. And Seattle not so much on the road, right? They're 4-1 their last 5, but on the road not so good. So, all right, here come the chat. Here in this one, sorry, I'm not doing the consensus, or have I not seen any? I don't know if we'll have a drawing here today without Thomas. Okay, let's see what we got here with. You find the plays here. Blue, Reds, run line, Philly Eagle Flyer on the over. Robert McCormick does like the Mariners here. And let's see here. Irish King says, what is he saying? He's hot. Is he hot? Luis is on Seattle here. You guys don't mind this Seattle team. 9 legacies, taking the Reds here. And blue like a little parlay. I'm going to take the Reds here today as well. I was going to use them as a premium because I wasn't sure about the total, but I'm going to have to use them on the show. I'm going to take the Reds here at about even money. I'd say the line's actually moved a little bit towards the you can still get pluses everywhere. It looks like plus 105 minimum. I'm taking the Reds here in this one. Look, Martinez has been. Can't make excuses here necessarily for Martinez coming in these bad numbers. But Miller's numbers aren't too great either. We'll see. But with Seattle losing all these games on the road so far, just 4 of them. But I'm going to try the Reds here at home. Giants are at the Phillies, and the runs are coming in big time here now. You do have two good starters, it feels like here, right? Even though Nola numbers aren't great, 5.51 ERA so far, and well, he is 0-3 so far for Aaron Nola. Should be better, but struggling, no doubt. 1.4 whip, 277 batting average against, and a 318 BABIP for Nola. For Robbie Ray, struggling big time with walks, but he is 3-0 with a 2.93 ERA, 1.23 whip, 173 batting average against, and a 167 BABIP. So able to negotiate out of those jams a little bit for sure for Robbie Ray here. But so far in this series, we've seen runs between these two teams. Yesterday, 6-4. Phillies got that win with a little bit of a comeback, and the game before it was 10-4 in favor of the Giants. Giants come in 12-5 right now so far this season. They're already up close to 7 units. Giants have gone over in 11 of 16 games. Phillies have gone under in 11 of 17 games so far, but the Phillies, they're also profitable so far this season. Giants are averaging 5.2 runs per game on offense, and the Phillies averaging 4.1. All right, take a look at what you guys have here in this one. San Francisco and Phillies. San Francisco, obviously pretty good streak here right now, as all these West teams are, and they've won 11 of their last 15, 12-5 overall, so that's almost all of them. But Phillies have won 8 of the last 12 meetings between these two teams, and the Phillies at home so far pretty good, 6-2 right now. Giants winning 8-3 on the road. That's because they're just winning. It feels like Giants have gone over in 5 straight on the road right now. Phillies 4-8 to the under as a favorite here. Again, feels like a good pitching matchup. Just got to wonder if Nola's going to come around here a little bit and, I don't know, kind of get it going, because Robbie Ray's numbers are pretty good here so far this season. Let's go to the chat here in this one and see what you got with maybe not much here. Blue might be on the over in this one. Luis is on the Giants here. And Nathan says Giants here are on a 5-game winning streak. I think Giants on a 5-game win streak, win 5 of, I don't know if I'm quite getting, they obviously lost yesterday's game, so I'm probably saying something else and I'm not figuring it out. All right, Phillies and over here for 9 legacy, and I'm going to take the Phillies here in this one. I've got Nola to bounce back here a little bit. Let's find it, Nola. We don't want to think he's going to be bad all season. Has there been any indication that there's a problem? I don't know if there is. So, all right. Red Sox and Rays here in a good one with Sean Newcomb here against Zach Littell, and the Rays are favored $1.45. The total 9.5. Shaded to the under. That's a big total here in this game for sure. 9.5 there. Boston got the win yesterday over Tampa Bay, as we mentioned, 7-4 in that one to bounce back from that 16-1 loss there. For Sean Newcomb here, he's 0-2 with a 4.97 ERA, 2.13 whip, 370 batting average against, and a 5.13 BABIP, and he's made 3 starts. So really shoddy numbers for the left-hander here, Newcomb. For Littell here, 0-3 with a 6.88 ERA, 1.23 whip, 273 batting average against, and a 271 BABIP. So more manageable numbers here for sure for Zach Littell so far. Tampa Bay 7-5 as a favorite. Red Sox 2-4 as an underdog so far this season. Tampa Bay's gone 7-2-1 to the over in their last 10 games. Meanwhile, Boston 4-2 to the over as an underdog. Coming into this one, Boston's lost 6 of their last 9 coming in, and Tampa's won 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams. Boston is only 6-14 here at Tampa Bay in the last 20 games played here over the last couple of seasons right now. Tampa's gone over in 6 of their last 7 overall, although they have lost 8 of their last 12. Tampa here a favorite. Let's go to the chat. See what you have here in this one. Robert took the Phillies back there. And Nathan may be going with me on Philly there. Hard to go against these NL West teams, it feels like. There's 9 legacy Red Sox and Red Sox team total over. Where's Nate? That Red Sox. Where's Nate right now? Hello, Nate. Red Sox. If he's not here, I'm going to take the Rays. Here's Littell. Jerry says Littell to have a better start here. And Luis is on the Rays here in this one. Jermaine's on the over. Hey, I tell you what, if Nate's not here today, who's running the show back in the chat? What if someone gets out of line here? All right, if he's not here, I'm going to take Tampa Bay. I'm going to take Tampa Bay in this one today, and I might have a premium on the total. So Blues on the Rays run line. Robert may end up with the Red Sox here. Next up's the Royals and the Yankees here in this one. You've got the Royals coming in 8-10 right now. Yankees 10-7. We've got Schmidt here going. Let me make sure these pictures right. Yeah, Casey Schmidt here in this one for the Yankees. And Chris Bubik on the mound here for the Royals. He's been good, the left-hander, 0.96 ERA and a .96 whip coming in, 188 batting average against, and a 255 BABIP. Schmidt here making his first start of the season. And hey, I got to tell you, this is my man, Casey Schmidt here for sure. This is my guy, Casey Schmidt. Can't wait to see here him in this one, right? Get it done here. Let's see. I think I got, what's his name? It's not Casey Schmidt, you guys. Let me get it right here. Clark Schmidt. Who am I thinking? My guy, Casey Schmidt, here, right? This is Clark Schmidt. Let me make sure I get his right. Do I have it right here? All right, there we go. Schmidt, this is his season debut, actually, here in this one for the Yankees. So let's see what you got with these two today. For the Yankees here, they've won 6 of the last 7 meetings against the Royals overall in this one. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under when playing in New York. 5 straight meetings have gone under between the two teams. But Yankees so far at home, they are going over so far this season, 7-4 to the over, and the Royals have gone under in 8 of their last 10 games coming in. They've lost 4 of 5, including yesterday. 4-2. Yankees got the win. Yankees won the opener 4-1. So Royals here maybe a little bit running into some woes, just 3 runs scored. Low scoring games, right? What's happened to those Yankees and all those runs they were scoring? They're now down to averaging just 6 runs a game. All right, let's see what you got, though, with these two coming in with the Royals and the Yankees here today. And let's see here. I'll go to the chat in this one. We got blue on the Yankees here. And Clark Schmidt. Yeah, I was just thinking of Casey Schmidt. He was a giant. Is he still a giant? My guy. Um, Nathan says Clark is awful. Clark Schmidt, 9 Legacy Royals money line here. And we've got Textiles. They're just helping me out. Clark shit. Okay. Robert on the Royals here. Royals got to prove it right now. Yankees struggling for sure. Textiles says under. You know what? I'm on the under. I was going to use it as a premium. I don't know about the side right now. I'm not going to give it away. Give me the under here in this one. I'm going to roll with Tex here today. Total here right now is down to 8. So let me update it. Can't be cheating here on these totals. It's 8. In fact, not only is it 8, it's a little bit shaded to the under. Oh, no. It's a little bit shaded to the I'll call it 8 flat. Let's call it 150 and 8 flat. And I will take the under in this one between the Royals and the Yankees. All right. We're almost through here, the show. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on hockey. We're going to talk that one game. We're going to give out some picks, and then we're going to wrap it up. Athletics and White Sox here with Beto left the boat that day. He left the shack for the Athletics, and the Athletics are favored here, $1.50 in this one. White Sox and Jonathan Cannon going. Cannon, a 5.79 ERA, 0-2 record. Thought he'd be better. He probably will be. I hope. Eventually, you got to worry right now. White Sox already 4-12. The A's, the Athletics. How about the Mashletics? The way these guys are hitting right now, man, they can bomb. Good job, A's, to get this power going a little bit. Now, trying to find some spots. I mean, the White Sox aren't going to lose every game, and if they're going to beat somebody, they're probably going to beat some subpar teams. Well, I'm going to say the Athletics is 7-10. They're probably subpar. We know that, but Beto, good numbers. 3 ERA, 2-1 are the A's with Beto on the mound. He's got a 1.6 WHIP though, and a 310 batting average, and a 390 BABIP. So not too impressed so far with Beto. For Cannon here, 0-2. They've lost all 3 of his starts. He's got a 5.79 ERA, as I said, 1.6 WHIP, 254 batting average against, and a 290 BABIP. His numbers are actually better than Beto for the most part. And with him as a dog here right now, yeah, it was 12-3 yesterday. The A's mashed the White Sox here, but man, I'm going to try to find a way to the White Sox here today. It feels like A's here looking pretty good. They've won 5 of their last 7 games on the road so far. So far, so good here. A's got off to a good start to the season. They've actually given some back here, obviously, of late. For this matchup, 7 of the last 9 meetings between the two teams have gone under. White Sox have lost 8 of 10 coming in here right now. Can anyone take them with me? I think I'm going to be on the White Sox, you guys, here on the show. Nobody here, maybe. Jerry's on the A's run line. Luis is on the under. Robert is on the under as well. The widely reported Steam did come in on the under here. In fact, that number on the screen is kind of stale, actually. It's still $1.50 for the A's, but the total has definitely dropped here under the 8. Call it 7.5. I'll call it 7.5 flat. Hey, gang, we're getting a little move here right now on a game we just previewed. There's some steam right now on the game between Boston and Tampa Bay. It was 9.5, but we are seeing here 2 pieces of breaking news here right now, actually. So steam is coming in on the under here between Boston and Tampa Bay. We're seeing the 9.5s are taken out. In fact, There's some square books right now, uh, down 2-9. Also, we mentioned the pitching change in New York with that young pitcher. There, we do actually have an opener for that uh, for the Mets here in that one. So I think we're still expecting Hagenman to be the bulk pitcher, but now Brazoban will be the starter here. But again, he is just the opener expected, I believe, in that one. Brazoban gets the start, and then you'll see um, uh, the other pitcher there who we mentioned, Hagenman, in there for the Mets today. So those two pieces of information just here um, into the show. All right, give me the white. I'm taking the White Sox today, and this one is a dog. And yeah likes the over in this one. All right, next up, Angels and Texas here with Soriano going up against Corbin. Corbin got pushed back, I believe, here a little bit to make this start. Texas may have flip flopped a little bit on their rotation, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember actually. Corbin comes in there with a 6.75 ERA, 1.75. The whip coming in, 294 batting average against a 250 BABIP. Going up against Soriano, good numbers. Soriano 2-1 so far with a 2.7 ERA and a 1.82 whip coming into this one. Good numbers here for sure for Soriano, 217 BABIP so far this season. Corbin struggled, couldn't even get a strikeout there in that first start. So let's see what you have, though, here in this one with the Angels and Texas here today. And we're almost done with baseball, but Angels have lost 6 straight meetings to Texas right now, uh, including 4 of the last 5 here in Texas. Texas 4-1 at home against the Angels. Rangers are on fire at home. They've won all. Is it all 7 games so far this season for Texas? No, they're 7-1 at home overall so far this season. Angels come in 9-7 right now. Rangers 10-7. So both teams look pretty decent. Rangers are not hitting, that's for sure. 3.2 runs per game coming in. Angels averaging 4.7 runs per game coming into this one. But let's see what you got here in our next to last game here. This one's at 8:05, a standalone really at 8:05 here right now with these two. Let's go to the chat and see what you've got here in this one with the Angels and the Rangers today. Oops. And it's going to be blue with the under and 9 legacy Rangers run line. Robert likes the Angels here, and I've got to take the under here in this one. I'll take under with Rangers and hosting Angels today. Total 9.5 under 20. Jerry, Angels first 5 and full game here. How about the Angels at 9-7 so far? All right, one last one here. It's the Dodgers, $3 favorite against the Rockies. Yesterday was a game everybody wanted to hype up on. Let's get on the Rockies here because hey, they're 3-13 and they'll be in there against the Dodgers today. No, right now. There yesterday, even with Landon Knack in there, right? Dodgers, it was almost start to finish to a certain extent, the way they controlled that game and won. How do you even go against this team? It feels like right now, Colorado here coming in with a long losing streak already. They're 4-14. Uh, it looks like they're worse than the White Sox, right? It feels like the Rockies are. They're down 10.5 units already here. So we'll see. Hey, the Dodgers are gonna talk about Bryce Miller so far for the Mariners, and now here's Bobby Miller making his season debut, I believe, already here this season for Bobby Miller. He'll take to the mound today for his season debut in this one. Uh, Miller had his struggles last year. It looked like he was going to be okay, but he had a little bit of a shoulder injury for sure there. So we'll see if he can make it this season. I'm sure he'll be fine. We've seen moments that he shined in his career so far. Hey, here's a little bit of steam that just came in. Boy, I blew this one maybe, huh? The game between the Angels and Texas. I just said go under moments ago. Well, right now the steam is coming in on the over in the game between the Angels and Texas. Could we see a 10 tonight? And probably not, but the 9.5s may get juiced to the over eventually in that game between the Angels and Texas. I don't know. I mean, there's been some unders there, right? So, okay, get it going here, Dodgers and Rockies. Let's see what you have in this one. And let's see, maybe Robert's on the under here. And Jerry says he'll take Rockies first three. Bobby Miller could struggle a little bit. He hasn't looked good so far, he says, in AAA. And, like I said, Miller did have some moments for sure with the Dodgers here, but in his career so far anyway. For Herman Marquez, he's 0-2 with a 4.6 ERA, 1.46 whip, 276 batting average against, and a 3.33 BABIP. Marquez is 0-2 so far. The Rockies are 0-3 overall with Marquez as the starting pitcher. Rockies 1-10 on the road so far. They've started out on the road here so far. So I got questions for sure for the Rockies right now, and I just don't know if they're going to probably just take them again here. But go ahead and give me the under in this one with Colorado and the Dodgers. I'll try the under. Rockies are 5-11 to the under so far this season. Dodgers 10-9 to the over, but we know it's the Rockies that have the problems offensively here, coming in averaging just 2.6 runs per game, last in the league, which is sad when you think about it because they play in Colorado. Although give them some credit, so far 11 games on the road and just 6 games at home so far. So they'll pick it up, but only because they're in Colorado. It's not great. All right. All right. I think that's it for the baseball. Thank you, everybody. And we'll get over to a little bit of hockey here right now. That's it for the baseball coverage today. And we've got the only game really that means anything in hockey. So we're not going to go over those games. I'll give out a few picks here in those other games today because we got not a huge card. Anyway, not a monstrous card. We might have a few minutes here to cover a few picks in the NHL, but we might just run them down as picks. This game, at least, we'll talk about a little bit more with Carolina and Montreal. The pressure's on the Habs here, obviously, right now, as we play it down and Montreal tries to get in. All they got to do is win. All they got to do is win this game here. Otherwise, Columbus is going to have a chance on the final night of the season. And it does feel like the pressure's been on these Canadians because Columbus has won 5 straight games and is closed to within 2 points right now, and they have that tiebreaker. So it's very, very worrisome right now with Montreal. They cannot finish any. They only need a point, actually. They don't even need to win this game, I believe. They only need a point here. They can tie this game and still advance into the postseason. So go ahead if you're ready. Give me what you got. I mean, we can kind of break it down here a little bit with these. I mean, Carolina, we know where they're in the postseason here for sure. But here's the thing. Carolina's already, their spot in the playoffs has already been determined. We know that they're going to host the New Jersey Devils for the home ice advantage in the East. The only spot left to determine in the playoffs is this one for Montreal or Columbus, which team is going to get that spot. So, can Montreal do it? Let me know. Look, Montreal, they've been up and down, but the ups have been more than the downs, obviously, and it's been a pretty good season for Montreal here. Carolina's still, in fact, I think Carolina is a favorite now, actually. Let me take a look at this. Yeah, Carolina is a favorite. What is Carolina? Do they not like Montreal? Are they going to come in here and try to spoil something here at this point? They don't have anything to play for right now, so Montreal's been just fine. They're over 500. We know that. Carolina's great, man. They're good. They're very good. They could surprise somebody in the East with a series or two for sure. Could the Carolina Hurricanes? We know they've had moments of brilliance over the last several seasons here, but the Canadians have had a good season for them considering how many years they went, and we'd seen them grow a little bit last year too. So, all right, let's see what you got though. Hurricanes own the series, that's for sure. Maybe that's part of the handicap in this one. How many in a row has it been? The Hurricanes here. I think I might have it, but they've dominated the series for sure. They've won 10 out of the last 11 meetings between the two teams overall. 5 of the last 6 meetings have gone under between the two. Montreal's gone under in 6 of their last 8. The teams met just a couple of weeks ago, and it was 4-1. Carolina got the win. I said they've been owning the series. Montreal actually won at home back in February, 4-0. That actually stopped, I believe, an 8-game winning streak for Carolina in the series. A 9-game winning streak, I think, actually, for Carolina in the series. So, all right, let's see what you got here in this one. And I'll make my call as well, but this is really the one. This is the one that has the meaning here today between these two, and I know where I'm headed. So go ahead and give me your pick in the chat. I'm going under here. I got to think it's a game. If Carolina is getting any respect at all, maybe they are going to try to come in and play spoiler in this one. I'm going to go under. It's at 6 under 15 for the most part. I'll leave it at 5.5 on over 35. You can grade me on that, but there are plenty of 6s out there right now. And let's see what you got. Hey, Yulin Cueto stopping in. Nice to see Yulin here. Robert says, you got to take the Habs here. Sports Money's got some prop action here in this one. Kiadra stopped by. Hello, Kiadra. Montreal puck line and under. Thank you for saying hi, Kiadra. And Nick Suzuki here. He's got those milestone goals here that Mikey Money talked about on his show, and we showed you that graphic. Robert says maybe the public gets too heavy on this team, right? What do they? I mean, am I missing something here? Like I said, Carolina's locked in to the home ice in their series. What do they really have to play for other than spoiling it here for Montreal? Is what what it feels like, right? Sure, they could say, "Hey, we don't want to face Montreal. Maybe they'll upset Washington." I don't know. Because right now, Carolina and New Jersey are matched up against the winner of Washington and this wild card. Habs under here. Me and Philly Eagle Flyer are on the same, and maybe it could be. Yeah, could it be a regulation draw today that put Montreal in the playoffs? Should that happen? All right, I think that's it for that one. And let's go down the row here a little bit. See what you got with the picks here today. All right. Thanks for that, everybody. I put in the matchups here just to go over it, but we're not going to cover any stats. I'm just going to kind of throw out the picks here a little bit. One game I actually did leave off because this will be games involving teams that are in the postseason is what the criteria was. If you're in the postseason. So we know the Jets, are in the postseason. Winnipeg will play St. Louis here, and they'll wrap up the season going up against the Anaheim Ducks. They have nothing to play for here as well. They're out of the playoffs for sure here. I've got to go with I think I made the pick. I'm taking Winnipeg here on the puck line, even here. I think for me, Anaheim, I think they played at home already. They lost that game, and then having to turn around here, go on the road yesterday following the loss there, or the what was it? Minnesota yesterday. Is that what it was? There, and we saw the nice. Didn't we see a nice? Anaheim had already played at home. They had wrapped up their home ice a little bit and said goodbye. Played a good game. We won with them yesterday on the puck line at Minnesota. We saw the ceremony. Want to mention it for Fleury there, and the salute to Fleury for a great career for the Minnesota Wild yesterday. I'm going to take Winnipeg to win this one on the puck line. I got Anaheim out of gas here probably. All right, Stars here. We're just going to skip Detroit and New Jersey there. Oh, no, we didn't. Oh, I did skip it here. No graphics. Sorry, guys. I'm taking New Jersey today against Detroit. New Jersey's in, of course. They're playing Carolina. We just mentioned it. But I'm going to go ahead and take them here. The Wiley Reporters team came in on New Jersey. Stars and Nashville. I'm actually going to try Nashville here in this one against playoff bound Dallas. Dallas will play Colorado, but I'll take Nashville here at home. And let's see here. Some steam came in just moments ago in Major League Baseball. I want to pass this along. Going against me here. Steam came in on that game between the Mets and Minnesota, maybe because they moved to the opener, but the steam is coming on the under with the Mets and Minnesota. All right, and a couple more here. Just some picks here for today, just for us degenerates. Here is VGK and Vancouver. I'll take Vancouver in this one. And Billy Eagle Flyer likes the over there in Nashville. All right, and finally, let's see here. Do I have one more? Oilers here on against the Sharks, and I've got the under here in this one with Edmonton and San Jose. All right, that's going to do it here for the morning's team. Thank you very much. I don't have a drawing. I didn't have any no consensus here. We didn't have Thomas, and we didn't have anybody else really say it, and I didn't do a good job racking up the consensus. So I apologize today for that. Hopefully we'll get it back tomorrow. That's going to do it for the show. Final. Really appreciate it. And don't forget, if you want to get more picks from me, head over to winnable.com/Ramon and sign up for our picks over there. You can get my best plays for today in Major League Baseball. And yeah, I may have a premium or two on that week NHL schedule here, but it's all going to be about the baseball, it feels like, today, and maybe some Champions League. How about that? So really appreciate you joining me here on the show. Please sign up over there. That's how I keep track. And this is how you support me on the show. Sign up over there for just 56 cents a day, you guys. This is how you support me here on the Sports Money Network. I send you out some more plays every day. Pretty much my best plays. I do make a pick here on every show, but I actually have a little note here that says, which plays will be my premium picks, my sports money premiums over at winnable.com. You can set the notifications. They come right to your phone. Try to send them within the last hour on some of the sports. Look, I give you the most, competitive line, really. I'm not one of those that say, hey, I got this good line and good luck to you. I actually try to give you the worst line so that you have a chance to win these bets. I've ever taken that track, if you will, of, hey, I got this good line. Good luck to you. I wait, and then we try to hit it. And look, we'd love to hit those early games, but hey, we're here in the morning trying to pick them. All right, you guys, thanks a lot. Like this video, comment, share, subscribe, says Sports Money. We really need your support to keep us going. Mikey's doing an incredible job lining you up with more programming here, you guys. Just watch what is coming to the Sports Money Network here. And don't forget, we'll have more coverage this week of PFL. Like I said, VB's already contacted me this morning. He says we got to do a PFL show today, right now. So maybe we'll have a little preview here. It feels like today, whenever BB is ready. So maybe it'll be in 4 hours. It feels like he's spontaneous here, catching me by surprise. So, all right, that's going to do it for the show. Thanks for joining me here, Sports Money Network. Catch you tomorrow. More Sports Money for the Sports Money Network. I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to